The Spider-Man Who Gobbles is a sad storyline. Don't think that means tragic. This is the Zeb Wells run of Amazing Spider-Man after all. It's sad because it is pathetic. At the end of issue 34, Kraven the Hunter stabs Spider-Man with the sins of Norman Osborn. This transforms Peter into someone fans call the Spider-Man Who Gobbles, or the Spider Who Gobbles. He is of course named after the Jokerized Batman called the Batman Who Laughs. Unlike the Batman Who Laughs, Peter accomplishes nothing during his villain arc. He beats up Kraven the Hunter, which really isn't villainous from a narrative perspective. This is the man who caused the problem in the first place. It's karmic, if anything. Then he beats up Norman Osborn, who is trying to be a better person, so 1 point for villainy. Then he loses a battle against Goblin Queen while assaulting Mary Jane and Paul. Frankly, attacking Paul and trying to kill him isn't villainous. Before he loses another fight and gets cured. Where does this 3-issue arc fall apart the most? Well, let's start with its protagonist. Despite getting stabbed with the sins of the Green Goblin, Peter only goes on a rampage. What makes this different than, let's say, him getting another evil symbiote suit? Nothing. There is nothing to do to distinguish this evil Peter from this evil Peter. Even the crimes Peter commit aren't even that evil. Beating up Kraven? Like I said, he started this. It's karmic. Norman is a bit more evil, and then you realize fans have been seeing Norman as a total piece of crap for years, so this is extremely cathartic to some extent. Then there's Paul, who actively aided the Scribble Man, yes, that is a villain name, in bringing devastation to an alternate Earth. Not exactly the most sympathetic character. Also, for shipping reasons, he's also very unpopular. When Peter actually goes up against someone willing to fight back against him, he loses. Badly. So much for not holding back. The mortal sin of this story is that it never actually shows us what it's like to combine Spider-Man and the Green Goblin into one character. We see him use Goblin tech like once in this arc, which would be more shocking if we haven't been seeing him use Osborn's technology for the entire run. We just see an angry Peter Parker who is so short-sighted that he can get tricked with ease. We see nothing of the Norman Osborn who took over the US government during Dark Reign, nor do we see any of the cold, calculating decision-making processes Norman would use for both business and villainy. We get 3 issues of what amounts to padding. We don't even see the internal conflict of Peter wrestling what would Norman do versus what would he do. The conflict is so poorly manufactured, poorly executed, and honestly is just plain embarrassing. I question why we even have a book dedicated to Peter Parker's life anymore. It's honestly more enjoyable to read Miles Morales juggle heroics and life, compared to Peter, who is nothing more than a bumbling dolt in a hollow shell of a man. Meanwhile, his own rogues are having children and grandchildren while he burns down his own house because he's unable to cook popcorn in a microwave. If this run proves anything, it proves that Peter Parker is a relic of a bygone era who needs to be removed from the story and universe as a whole or moved to an entirely new setting and genre, because all this run proves is that Peter's street-level days are not worth our time and money anymore. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider liking, subscribing, tipping the channel on Ko-fi. This is Cyril signing off.